Greetings and thank you for joining me. Let's take a journey into the many tough decisions Walt Disney himself had to make while developing and designing his empire. Walt Disney is widely known as an extraordinarily successful creative visionary who changed the entertainment of the 20th century and beyond. However, that success came from hardships to include an abusive and rough childhood in which he coped with drawing. His early career was met with no less hardships, as his flawed business decision strategy process led him to setback after setback, to include bankruptcy in his first cartoon business, a nervous breakdown after creating Mickey Mouse, and the pressures of his striking animators during World War II, which contributed to his debt of $4 million. Nonetheless, his biggest failed business decision that he made in his early career was July 17, 1955, the opening day of Disneyland, also known as Black Sunday. This failure was due to a multitude of reasons, to include forged ticket sales bringing in lines of people that trailed up to 7 miles. While people stood in the lines, the 100-degree weather made ladies' high heels melt to the new asphalt. Drinking fountains were down due to another strike, and rides malfunctioned while visitors were in the park. However, Disney persevered through hard work and determination. He once said, "All the adversity I've had in my life, all the troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you." Nonetheless, Walt Disney may have been able to avoid some of these obstacles and hardships if he would have utilized a better decision-making process to include a decision tree, specifically on the decision of opening Disneyland when the business structure wasn't solid. Due to Walt Disney's lack of intuitive decision-making, as this was his first park opening, he should have utilized the decision-making tool to examine and choose the most appropriate action. This would have eliminated issues such as the lack of accessible drinking water due to labor strikes. While Disney didn't utilize decision-making tools on a regular basis, it was widely known that he relied heavily on collaboration and teamwork. This allowed him to gain access to perspective as well as utilize animator expertise.
Walt loved to work in teams. And we'd have many meetings where an entire group of people get together, storymen and animators and songwriters and art background people and script writers, all get together in one room and talk about the project. And he liked to have everyone contribute their ideas. And it was up to us to come up with something. Walt had a very interesting way of complimenting you. He didn't ever want to spoil you and make you feel too cocky. So all he'd ever say was, "That'll work." This is the way Walt was with all his people. He never actually directly complimented you. But you knew if he didn't like it. And the one thing he hated was if somebody didn't like something and didn't give any comment about how to make it better or how to improve it. Because he wanted positive thinkers. He wanted people that were plussing things. A good idea, he'd make it a great idea. It never failed. But that's the way it was with him. He was like the bee, buzzing around all the flowers, pollinating the flowers, taking a little honey from each of the flowers and spreading it around.
Walt Disney made numerous decisions throughout his career, and while some were made without foundational decision-making theories or tools, he was able to learn from those mistakes and apply that knowledge to future decision-making, increasing his heuristics in decision-making and processing. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And a special thanks to our references.